Okay, so the new season's out, and along with it are a new flock of hackers. So Villa was right, boys. They're taking over, and first example would be this barcode on NA. He's around 6.1k MMR, has one career finish, so he's obviously not on a main account. And he's a Protoss player that's been winning basically all his games. I actually wonder what he was in last season. He had GM, Terran, GM Protoss, GM Random. Actually, no, it's just Masters. And Masters Zerg. All insanely high MMR. And it is not because of skill. I will prove to you in this video that he is a hacker. If I had to guess, I'd say he's probably using production tab hacks and minimap hacks and probably map hacks, just because, you know, why not? So he's a red Protoss spawning in the bottom right, and I'm the blue Protoss spawning in the top left. So there's a couple instances in this game that are very suspicious. I guess you could make the argument that everything in this game happens was just pure luck, but for any 6k MMR player, I would not, like, it's just, there's no way this is just a lucky coincidence. This guy is definitely a hacker, and the people who he's played against recently, I actually messaged them, and everyone seems to be agreeing that this guy is undoubtedly a hacker. Alright, so the first, I might as well speed this up. The first line of suspicion, I guess you could say, in this game. Slow it down. Let me turn down the volume. It's probably loud as fuck. Is that this dude doesn't scout at all. Like, not once in this entire game will he scout anything. He won't make a single observer. He won't make a hallucination or a sentry for hallucinations. He won't make a depth. He won't probe scout. He won't do anything. So anyways, at this point, if we look at the production tab, so I've gone for a Stargate, and he's gone for a fast expand. It's the greedy opener, gives him a nice macro advantage. And I mean, the only reason why you wouldn't do this is because I guess, like, if you scout your opponent and you think they're doing some sort of aggressive build, and his immediate follow-up to that is a Stargate, which, I mean, isn't nothing suspicious. I guess you could say it's standard, but it would leave you pretty vulnerable against, say, like a 4-gate rush if I were chrono boosting warp gates. But he's a hacker, so he knows I'm not doing that. You could say it's not suspicious, but oh, we're just getting started. So here he's got his stalkers sitting up here, and just for whatever reason, soon he's going to move them over to this ramp, and that will be to deny my stalkers, which just came up. So, I mean, that's, again, you could say it's just luck. You could say he knows the timings. If my stalkers popped out at whatever time they did, you could be like, oh, it's 3 minutes and 9 seconds. They're going to come up the ramp right now. And that would allow him to move his stalkers over here. So another thing I want to point out in this game is at no point in time does this guy look into Fog of War. Like, not once. Like, not when he's moving his units, not when he's doing anything. Like, not once does his camera leave his own vision. And the reason why this is suspicious is because, at least to my knowledge, I think how modern map hacks work is, if you're looking into Fog of War, the map hacks will basically just keep your camera locked in place. Even if you're not looking at an opponent's units, however they're scripted or whatever, it's just made up so that they will 100% be locked on your own units, so that it doesn't, if someone were to watch the replay, it wouldn't be suspicious to see you just blatantly looking into Fog of War. So anyways, at this point, he hasn't scouted anything. So he's chrono boosting out a Phoenix, and what would counter my build of a fast Oracle, it would be a Phoenix. So I mean, that's I mean, I guess you could say this is kind of standard and he's just getting lucky, but again, it's kind of suspicious. If you were doing this greedy build, which is a fast expand with a Stargate follow-up, like, at least you'd want to have a shield battery. He's got his 4 stalkers out front. If I were to go for a proxy oracle or something of the sort, like, he'd lose like 5-6 probes, even if the Phoenix were to pop out, because just his stalkers are so far away. Like, he doesn't have a shield battery. He's not taking the risk. He's just blatantly countering what I'm doing. And keep in mind, at no point in this game does he get any idea of what's going on in my base. All he knows is, at this point, is I made 2 stalkers, not a depths. So, I mean, yeah, he knows I didn't make a depths, but if he did, if I did make a depths, maybe I made 2 depths after my stalkers, you know, he'd probably want to keep a probe around here to put down a pylon. And coincidentally, that's some foreshadowing right there, because he's going to probably do something of the sort later. Anyway, so the first line of suspicion here is, let me back up actually. So his Phoenix is going to pop out, and again, I'm on his camera. At no point will his vision leave the fog of war here, so his Phoenix comes out, and he's going to send his Phoenix out into fog of war. Where is he going to send it? Shit, where did he move it? And we'll see. I think he moves it around here. Yeah, there. So he moves it around there. Keep in mind that spot, because if we go back, what goes through that exact spot here? My rally point. This was the exact spot that he sent his Phoenix to, and this is exactly where my rally point was going. Okay, so that's some suspicious shit right there. But let's just say he got lucky. So again, yeah, he's chrono. We've already watched this. Let me just go back to his vision. So he's rallying his Phoenix directly into the rally point of my Oracle.
Teleport successful.
And again, another suspicious thing here is he doesn't even look into the fog of war, he just sends it out. Again, he could click on the minimap, so I guess it's not solid proof, but it's pretty suspicious that he wouldn't just look at it. Okay, so here's the next thing that he does. That's very suspicious.
Successful.
So let me slow it down. So he's gonna look at his Phoenix, and there would be no reason for him to look at his Phoenix. As you can see on the minimap from his vision, he doesn't see anything. But at this exact point, he decides, oh, I'm gonna look at this Phoenix because what's about to come into his vision range? The Oracle. Like, the instantaneous moment before the Oracle comes. So let's go back to his vision. So obviously he's gonna kill the Oracle. There's no hope. Like, I couldn't get to his mineral line from there, so the Oracle was just dead. So at this point, my build choice from here was okay, I open Stargate, he opens Stargate. I have 3 options. I can either go for Blink, I can either go for DTs, or I can either go for a second Stargate and try and out Phoenix him. In this game, I decide I'm going to go for a second Stargate because he hasn't scouted me. So if I go for a second Stargate, the only chance I have is basically if he thinks I'm not going for a second Stargate, and then he decides, oh, I'm going to send in some, like, 4 Phoenix or whatever, however many Phoenix he has, and then I'll catch him off guard because I have a defender's advantage, and my rally would be much closer to the Phoenix battle. And therefore, I'd probably have an extra Phoenix or maybe a shield battery to support, and I'd be able to just overpower him. Unfortunately for me, he's hacking, and he makes no attempt whatsoever to harass me, because if he were to do that, then my build would effectively counter what he would be doing. And here's another thing. Remember earlier I was talking about how he never had any sort of probe here? So I had those adepts moving out from way back, like, I think around, like, after the Oracle died I made them, because I'm like, fuck, I need to get some economic damage. So the Oracle died. If you look at the production tab, I just finished making 2 adepts, like, they just warped in. So what's he gonna do? He is going to send a probe right here, like just randomly. He knows they're coming out on the map, so he decides he's going to put a probe here. Why would you do this? Well, if you don't play PvP, this is so that you can wall, so that oh shit. This is so that you can wall, then the shades won't be able to get into your base. So this is just, like, there's no reason why he would do this. It's so suspicious. He's obviously hacking. But if that's not enough, we have even more proof. So he's going to deflect the adepts there. He's going to wall off with his preemptive probe. That was very suspicious to start with. And then he's going to scout with his Phoenix to try and find the adepts. Now again, let me just go back. I need to stop speeding this up. So again, he's going to send his Phoenix out here. And again, at no point does his camera leave or enter the fog of war. It just doesn't happen. He's sent his Phoenix out to here, and at no point has his camera left the fog of war. So again, look at his camera. He's going to change the direction of the Phoenix, as you saw there. And where is he sending them? Right there. Guess where my adepts are? They're right fucking there. So, like, this is obvious. Like, there's no way this guy isn't hacking. Like, he doesn't even queue up, like, a movement path. He doesn't split the Phoenix up to search for the adepts. He just immediately sends all of them directly onto the adepts. So anyways, again, another thing is, even though he hasn't scouted anything I've done this game, he has no vision of my base, as you can see on the mini-map. He decides he's just gonna go straight into a second Stargate. No shield batteries, no robo in case I went for DTs. No sentry to make a hallucination to scout. He's not even gonna probe scout. He's just gonna throw down a second Stargate because he already has the Phoenix advantage, and he's not gonna make any attempt to harass, because that's what my build would. Well, that's what my build is hoping he would do. So yeah, like, at every single point, he's just perfectly countered everything I've done without any amount of scouting. So I haven't convinced you at this point. You're a fucking retard. This guy's a hacker. But I mean, like, even further proof with the fact that he gets a fleet beacon. There's just no reason you'd go for Phoenix range unless your opponent's going Phoenix, and he doesn't know I'm going Phoenix. He saw I made 1 Oracle. He doesn't know I have a second Stargate. Well, he does because he's hacking, but he shouldn't know that I have a second Stargate. He doesn't know that I'm making Phoenix, and you know, that third base is the first thing he scouted all game. So at this point, he's just gonna stomp me because he has more Phoenix, and he's gonna have the range advantage, and you know, that's just gonna be game over. So just speed it up again. I mean, I've probably convinced you now, but another thing he does here is he is very obviously preempting his Phoenix for a Phoenix battle, even though he has no idea that I have Phoenix. Like, I could have Blink Stalkers, I could have Archons, but no, instead he goes for range and very obviously preempts for this Phoenix battle to try and abuse his range advantage, which obviously results in him winning the game. So yeah, that's just about everything. This guy's just 100%, like, there's no doubt this guy isn't hacking. Share your thoughts if you also think he's hacking, and please, for the love of God, report this motherfucker.